Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to the fourth episode of Startup Talks with Harshita, and today we have someone special with us, a person who I have met on Twitter last week only, and now we are here doing a session together. So hi Janet, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Harshita. Hi, everyone. Whoever is listening and watching, we're glad to have you here, and I'm looking forward to more conversations.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you. So, how's your day going, and how are you doing nowadays?
It's early into the month of July, so it means a lot is happening. We have to plan how to run the social media management for brands, campaigns, and you know very well we're also nearing to the festive season. For other brands, it starts as early as September, so we have to start planning that early. Yeah, so far that's what I can say we're up to.
Right. So definitely this is a month where we have to plan a lot of things for our clients, also for ourselves also. So this is the peak months going on as we cross the mid-year. So let's start with the conversation. I would love to talk to you about the Sparks corporates that you have been running for a couple of years. So before that, I would love to know, ask you to introduce yourself to the audience, and then we can get started.
Sure. My name is Janet Machuka, and I'm a social media marketer, trainer. At the same time, I help brands build their presence on social media through community, social media management, and also influencer engagement. So I've been doing this for the past 4 years, even though I did media science, which that is what I graduated for. But now digital is a space I felt more inclined towards, and so far I can tell everyone this is the best and easy way to grow yourself, especially to a space where people are trying to find out what's the importance, what its value, how to entertain themselves, and how to find information from the digital space. So that's the bit about me. But in case you want to know more about me, Uncle Google has most. You can go and Google my name, Janet Machuka. Yes. And until now, how did Sparks Corporate start? I got into the digital space first for the essence of having fun. And then in the process, the fun can change to something different depending on what you're doing, especially now that I had that now passion to learn about marketing in the digital spaces, starting with Facebook, then Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and whichever platforms that are in there. So how it started is from a personal brand perspective, growing my brand, trying to relate to create relationships, at the same time network with other people. So in the process, you realize that some people started to look at you as a leader, as an expert, as somebody who understands the space. And as time goes by, everyone is growing on social media. Right. The same thing, as much as you met me the other day, Harshita, 2 years down the line from now, you'll be somebody, everybody will be like, oh, there are these content marketing influencers in India, on Twitter, on YouTube, on podcasts. So everything is a journey. And I can say it's a journey that started from the personal brand. And how now the aspect of the agency came in is from the point of, you end up having a lot of people wanting to work with you, maybe for social media management, maybe to train them, maybe to create content for them. And being a one-person team, sometimes it can be very hard. So bringing other people together is an opportunity to not only give people job opportunities, but also grow your brand space from the point of a personal brand to a corporate brand. So that is how we started. And for now, we work with quite a number of people. And though sometimes you can't say a specific number because freelancing in the digital space changes from time to time.
Right. I agree. So, yeah, so you told us about that you, before actually starting your corporate brand, you worked on your personal brand. So I would love to know more about that how you started building a personal brand and how you got interested that I should build a brand, I should create content. Maybe I think back then this is not as common as it is today, right? It was by choice that you have to do it. Right now, people are doing it just because they have more time. They want to do it online and they want to create content. But I would love to know your mindset at that point, that how you started building a brand on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and then you converted into a brand marketing agency.
Oh, great. I really like that question because, most of the time people usually think about their businesses and then they forget there is you as an individual. So being a journalist in the media space, for us, journalists are they have an additional chance to be popular people or famous people in different societies, but especially within the niche where they operate in. So for me, I knew one day I would be somebody, of course, a media personality, but I didn't know it will change and then it will be in the marketing space. So social media is a place that I was, but the first, I think it was Facebook, because I used to share a lot of my poems and articles that I used to write. And then later on to the media websites where I could do blogs, write articles, and then sell to them. But now the other social media aspect of becoming a marketer, a freelancer, and also an expert in the space came in as a way of me trying to find out things, trying to understand the digital marketing space, trying to know what is influencer marketing, what is digital marketing. When you talk about SEO, what the hell is search engine optimization? So for me, it was all about, can you find out this thing? And then in the process, you tend to fall deeper and deeper into the love of finding stuff. And now that digital is something that changes every day, for me, that was like a point I felt like this is the nicest place to be, because everything is changing every day. You're finding people, not those close friends, not those close relatives and people you meet in school, but people you have never met. You have never thought about traveling all the way to India, to the USA, to the Europe, but you can make close friends. So I started with Facebook and then went to Twitter. And the reason why I picked Twitter more is because for me, finding people on Twitter is very easy. So I usually say big up to the Twitter SEO. That is the best kind of space. I feel like I can create content, I can share, it can be found easily. At the same time, I can find people's conversations, I can be part of communities, I can chat with anyone. Just as a case where we met, we actually started a conversation the other day, and here we are, just because of Twitter. Imagine if it was Facebook, would you have even found me? No.
Right.
LinkedIn, the same way I feel about...
Facebook is actually very vast, and people don't actually connect nowadays to build a brand or to network. It's just for the Facebook ads that Facebook is still live. But I think LinkedIn and Twitter are something where people are getting to it and making their brands and networking with people a lot.
Exactly. But again, I look at Twitter as the most easiest place to do that, because you can search, you can join communities. You don't need to connect someone first to know what they're doing. You just go ahead, search, use the hashtags, find the communities. And I think that is what I will actually recommend each and every person who's thinking of creating a personal brand to look at. Which communities do you want to single out yourself to be part of? But before you think about the communities, think about what do you want to build, the niche itself. Which kind of categories will you like to be part of? What kind of people do you want to attract to your space? And then from there, map out the different thought leaders that you want to follow and be part of their conversations. Then again, the communities. Twitter has communities, not just the Twitter spaces, not just about the tweet chats, but also the communities. I think you can see the icon on communities if you use your phone or your laptop. And that is where people meet each other. And the whole idea of creating a brand on social media, it's not about you sharing too much of your lifestyle, but again, it depends on which category you're looking at. For me as a marketer, I was looking at how can I find the thought leaders in the space? How can I find conversations that I have, or people who post content that has a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of retweets, because that is where I want to actually be part of. Because one thing people forget, sometimes branding is not about you creating the best content by yourself all the time. It's not about you sharing your own content all the time. what are other people doing who are doing almost the same thing as you? Can you find that? Can you be part of their conversations? Can you share your opinions, your ideas, your comments, whichever way you want to share? But make sure that you are seen. But not just seen because we want to see your profile, being seen from the point of what is in your mind, as Twitter always asks. Another thing maybe is talk about the other communities away from now the social media space. Which other communities are you showcasing yourself, your brand? Because one thing I know, each and every person has a personal brand. There's something that makes you unique. There's something that makes me unique. So we can't say that there are people who don't have personal brands. The only thing we can say is social media makes some people be more unique and more popular to the point that people refer to them easily. They remember them easily. But some have chosen not to create that in other people's minds, now the perception, to a point that we can single out to say, oh, Janet is a personal brand, the other person is not a personal brand. Because maybe they haven't figured out what they want to talk about. They haven't figured out what niche they are in, they want to be in. They haven't factored in all the other guidelines, standards, and also tips to build themselves as personal brands to stand out from the rest. So that is what I can say.
Right. Definitely, you said it very right, Janet. Like before actually creating a corporate brand, your personal brand is very important. And in a personal brand, as you summed up, that it's not actually important that how perfect content you are creating. It's more important that how you're engaging with people, how you are seeing what people are creating. Obviously, commenting things comes, engagement things comes, and that is when you start to learn that how to create more best content. So. That is about your personal branding journey. Now coming up to the Sparks Corporates, I would love to know that how you started building a team of a Sparks Corporates brand marketing agency, because I assume that like you work as a freelancer before and then you started making it to an agency, and obviously agency comes with a bundle of people to work with you as a team. So what issues did you face in that, and what was your team building strategy at that point?
Oh, interesting. When it comes to now the corporate brand itself, and this is what I'll actually want to point out to anyone who is building a small business, an agency, or any kind of business out there, and you're trying to use social media as the space for you. Your personal brand is entirely what people will look up to most of the time. And that is why we say on social media, people connect people. It's very easy for me to recommend Harshita if somebody asks, do you know people who do podcasts? Then me remembering the name of Harshita's podcast. Because I'll be like, I don't know how to connect when it comes to the name of their podcast. But if you need an individual, look out for Harshita. So branding on social media, as much as it singles you out, it also creates a name for also your business. And that is what I usually say. As much as you can build, if you focus more on creating or building your small business on social media, you'll actually spend a lot of time, spend a lot of money, spend a lot, not just your time and money, but also your time, not just your time only, but also tend to go an extra mile to
more
just let people.
More efforts are done.
Exactly. Even creating the community, sometimes it becomes very hard because you find that you're getting only 2 people following you per day. 2 people. When will you ever be at 10,000? It will take some time. But when it comes to an individual, when I am building my personal brand, it's very easy because I can easily share my personality, the way I feel, the way I think about something, the way I see something, or people can easily know that they are connecting with someone, not just somebody behind the brand, you know? So from there, you can now draw in your corporate brand. So it's easier for people to create personal brands and then you bring in the business. Because at the end of the day, you know what? The business is you and the business is you and you are the business, in short. So how did we package ourselves to a point of now growing the corporate part of us? We focused more on people who have relatable and relevant skills in the space. At the same time, we looked at our niches. What do we love doing? What can we bring together to a point of we can feel like everybody has some unique things that the other person doesn't have. And now that is where collaboration came in, partnership came in, because we wanted to marry all these marketing skills and digital marketing skills so that by the time we get a client, we can always be able to give value, other than saying, oh, I just only do influencer marketing. If you want another person to do content, go look for the other person. So I think that is what helped us to package ourselves and grow the team. And now that we had already created a community on social media, that is ATC Academy, no, Africa Twitch Chat rather, which is a Twitch Chat community we started to build. So from there, I felt that is where we got more people are requesting if they can be part of the team. Others will come with a very nice proposal and then give you an idea like, oh yeah, that's nice. So why not us coming together and building something work for ourselves? So that is how we started to build the team itself, and also made sure that we are getting the people who only have the interest to be part of it, who can actually add value to it and also gain value out of it. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to build a business and you're not going to get any returns on investment.
Agree. I love that point about starting the ATC African Tweet Chat. I heard about it, and obviously networking through that and getting clients, maybe getting team members is the best way, because now you already know each other. Now you know how people work, how you talk, what businesses are each one of doing, and why not to collaborate for long term. It's the win-win situation for both of them. So I love that way. Also, an additional question to that, while in the earlier stage of business, do you remember doing any major mistakes in the business which you think people shouldn't do, or it's like it was a chocolatey thing for you at the starting?
I think for me, I was a bit lucky because growing from a personal brand from the point of community engagement and also showing up for other people's maybe podcasts, Twitter spaces, tweet chats, regardless of the fact that we had some competition because maybe we do the same thing, I had to show up for them. And I think that also gave me an opportunity to understand and learn so many things about the business before we started thinking about the business, and also figure out on ways we can better approach the agency, the marketing agency, other than look at it from the point of, I just want to be a CEO. Because one thing I know nowadays, so many people have titles and they don't have money in the bank. It happens, yes, but we wouldn't want to be the same people. That's the same case I can say on LinkedIn. Sometimes you might think people they have already made it, but in real sense, if you dig deeper, you realize that people are really having a lot of problems. So community, collaboration, and also taking your time to figure out if you really need to start that brand, that company, or you need to first grow your personal brand, and then see the kind of solution that you can offer the market through the way people ask you questions, people DM you to request for services, or people recommend you for particular jobs. And I think that is where you can be able to say, okay, let me now create this corporate space, because I can't be able to manage all these people or give them all these services so that I can bring others in to help do it. So first of all, don't just create a brand for the sake of creating, especially if it's a small business or a corporate. Find out if people are really interested in getting more from you. Do you feel like you're being overwhelmed with the kind of work that you're doing, the services you're providing? That is when you'll actually realize, oh, I need people to help me do this. You can't be everywhere. You are one person. Because at the end of the day, as much as you build this corporate brand, remember this. It's not that you're going to kill your personal brand to build it. You need to still build more because people are looking up to you. That means you need a team. They might be behind the scenes, but they make you still glow in the other limelight, or rather in the social media spaces.
Right. Got it. Again, I love that point about creating a brand, not just for the sake of creating a brand, but having a strong motive behind it. Maybe you want to expand your business. Maybe you want to get more clients. Maybe you want to help people. And the second point was listening to what your audience is asking for you. Do they want to see more podcast episode? Do they want to see more services, ebooks, whatever it is? You have to listen to the audience and then deliver in that point. Obviously, at the starting, everyone is experimenting, and going with different forms can actually benefit you. But what I believe that going forward, being focused on one point actually helps to grow the things in that point, and obviously subsequently you can grow other things as well. So that was the
allow me to add something to that. That has reminded me something. There's a difference between your personal brand and your business, or rather your small business. Okay. Your small business can offer like 3, 4, 5 services, but your personal brand still needs to maintain itself in a particular niche. What are you providing? So try all your best to make sure that the two don't collide. You can't be a personal brand and doing everything that the corporate brand is doing. Just know when to do what. And if you have to become like now the thought leader or the mouthpiece to your small brand, know when to talk about what. Don't bring everything to the space or to your personal brand. Because at the end of the day, people want to remember you because of particular things. Let them not be confused. Oh, I don't know what Janet does really. If I check her timeline, I can't really tell. If I read her bio, I can't really tell. So try all your best to maintain your brand, the consistency bit that we talk about. Are you consistent as a personal brand? And as much as you can have the corporate brand, can people differentiate the two? Can they do that? If they can be able to differentiate the two, I think you working with a team on the corporate will be much easier, because everybody will feel like this is not another Janet. This is not another personal brand. This is a corporate brand all of us are building, regardless of our personalities.
Amazing. Thank you for adding that. Actually, my next question was, one advice would you like to give to freelancer converting to business owners? But now I guess that serves the purpose for that. And on that note, I would like to thank you for giving your time and sharing your experiences and things with us. Thanks a lot, Janet. I really loved the conversation and the points. I would be seeing this podcast again and noting out the points again. So thanks a lot for your time.
Sure. Thank you so much, Harshita.
Thank you, Janet.